Hello friends, Thor here, back with another weekly Vault video. This week we've got vaults open on, I believe, 6 characters, including a DPS character and 5 of our 6 tanks. No vault on the Demon Hunter, but that's kind of by choice. We're just not prioritizing that character this season. I'm going to start my warrior. This has been my main character. We're at item level 623. The guild is 7 out of 8 heroic. We have gotten Ansurek into phase 3 several times. We're hoping we'll get that kill this week, and then we can start on doing some mythic bosses, perhaps. Warrior's going to have 3 heroic slots in the raid row, and then 3 myth track slots on the mythic plus row. I didn't do any delves on my warrior last week, but I think we're at the point on the warrior where if they're the best option is out of the delve row, we're taking a socket anyway. So we're going to open in arms loot spec. Yep. I'm trying to avoid one-handers and shields because I have those crafted. Second two-hander would be okay for Fury, so we'll see about that. I do have Mythtrack gloves already, and then crafted bracers, one-hander and shield like I already mentioned. And even though there is no upgrade, I'm probably going to go ahead and craft boots. So we will see what we've got in the vault here. Okay, I see a couple of things right away. But let's take a look at the raid row first. Hero Track Helm, don't need that. A Hero Track Sky Tears Corrosive Organ, don't need that. And Hero Track Ring. This thing's okay. Mastery is not the best stat for prot. We're not going to be taking anything from this row, I don't believe. We've got a Mastery Crit Ring. We've got a two-handed weapon. And we've got a Mythtrack Skarmorak Shard. So we're going to grab this. This is a really good trinket for all strength classes. Mastery is not the best for prot, but having this much of it on use on a 90-second cooldown is really nice. So we're going to grab that, and we will be quite happy with that. I'm actually already wearing this as a hero track item, so now we'll get just the same thing all the way up to 639. And we will go ahead and log over to the next character. So like I mentioned, the guild is at 7 out of 8 heroic, and we're looking to finish up heroic prog this week and then start doing some mythic bosses. Doing mythic is not something we've always done in the past, but our roster right now is in a really good spot. We have I think about 30 active raiders, maybe even a couple more than that, and so we've got a good team that we can take into mythic. And one of the hardest parts for us for mythic in the past has been we've had a roster at like 17 to 19, so we've always had to pug some spots. We can avoid that this tier. We're going to open on the Warlock next. And the Warlock, I think, only has a delve row, but pretty much anything here is going to be a nice upgrade for us. We've got bracers that'll be like an 81 item level upgrade. I think we're just going to rip those because that's a lot of item level. I've crafted a staff on my Warlock. We can take a look at it real quick, but this is not a super serious alt just yet. But I do want to have the option to play some DPS classes in keys and stuff. So, getting that many item levels on one slot is always really big. I just need rings on this character at this point, and then we're in an okay place to start pushing into some keys. And speaking of pushing into keys, this week is the War Within Mythic Dungeon weekly. So if you haven't done keys yet, or if you so I need to take a little drink of coffee here while we're logging in. If you haven't been doing keys this season, or you want a reason to dip your toes in, if you do 4 keys, it can also be just mythic 0 dungeons, regular mythic dungeons. This week on a character, you will get a heroic raid loot item. So highly recommend getting those 4 dungeons done on any characters you want to play. Druid did 1 key and a normal raid clear. We did a couple of alt normal runs this week. We're trying to help some people gear up who are swapping characters. So hopefully we've got some good stuff in here. We've got a Hero Track tier helm. That's good. I think we're probably just going to lock that away. Although we do have the very rare necklace from raid. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a decision to make here. Then I don't think I'm going to be taking normal off pieces from the vault, but the very rare necklace might be nice. I've already got a champion helm. We've got catalyst charges. I'm going to take this because I don't know how often my druid is actually going to be stepping foot in the raid. And this necklace is pretty sick. It's got a ton of haste, and it's got a good proc for your healer, and the verse proc for yourself is also really nice. Let me go ahead and equip that before I forget. And we're going to move on to the next character. Pretty happy to see that. Next character is going to be the Paladin. We did a single key on the Paladin last week. We did a +6 miss last night that I think we almost 3-chested. And we did a full normal raid clear on the Paladin as well. This was the other character that I played in alt raid. I actually played as Holy in our alt raid, but I think I'm going to be sticking to prot for my loot spec here. Healing can be kind of fun sometimes, especially in a raid group with guildies and friends. Windows thinks WoW is not responding. It's just on a load screen. Leave it alone. Let it go. Healing can be fun with friends, especially, we had 2 of our main healers from the guild in that run, so got carried a little bit. But we had a couple of people who wanted to tank who don't normally get the chance to, and so all my characters at that point, my Warlock wasn't quite max level yet, so all my characters were tanks, and swapping the Paladin over to Holy seemed like the easiest thing to do. So I think we're in prot loot spec. Let me just double check. Yeah, we're gonna open this prot because a one-hander shield on that Mythic Plus row would be kind of nice. Instead, we're gonna find Hero Track pants. Okay, this might be a socket angle. Although bracers would be a decent item level upgrade. We've actually got 2 different bracers. These ones have avoidance on them, so maybe we take those. The boots, unfortunately, these are all upgrades, even though they're only champion track. I think I might take the avoidance bracers, even though they're only champion track. I don't really have anything that I want to socket on my Paladin right now. I have sockets on all my jewelry already, but you can do that for just gold. I think I'm going to take the avoidance bracers. They've got crit. Crit's okay. Haste is real good. And yeah, avoidance is something that's hard to come by. It's not as good as it used to be, for sure. They nerfed avoidance and leech pretty heavily during the beta cycle, but we'll take a tertiary. Why not? Why not? All right, 2 more characters to open on. We've got vaults on the Death Knight. I think I just did 1 key on these 2 characters, Death Knight and Monk. If you're a keen observer, you may have noticed that the mage is sandwiched in between them. I am working on leveling my mage. I'd like to start doing some content on it. Been messing around with Arcane, and it's actually been pretty fun, so we're gonna see what we can do with that. I am thinking about doing a 0 to Hero series on one of my characters. I don't know yet which one that would be. I think I might use the rogue that I leveled and played during the time running event for that. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. All right, we've got a verse crit ring. This will be a pretty nice item level upgrade, and better than taking a third of a socket for sure. So we will just grab this ring. We'll be okay with that. Now in the past, haste has been the best stat for blood DK, but that is not the case anymore. The way that they nerfed Death Strike in the beta cycle kind of devalued haste a lot for DK. So verse and mastery are your best defensive stats, and then crit. And haste is still okay offensively, but crit is probably a little bit better. So verse and crit on a ring, not the worst. Pretty happy about that. We're taking usable items on every character so far, so it's really hard to complain about that. And then the monk also, I believe, just had 1 key. I think we only did a +4 because we're just trying to farm some hero track gear. My kind of like big picture goal for all of these alts is that they would be at like item level 619 to 626 at the end of the season, having like full hero track gear, fully upgraded, or maybe not quite fully upgraded, depending on how much we end up playing them in different content. A lot of these guys are going to be getting 4 mythic dungeons done this week, though. So we'll be doing a lot of keys on alts. A lot of low keys on alts, probably. And we've got shoulders, which are not an upgrade. All right, so this is the first disappointment. We're going to be taking 2 tokens on the monk. But if we get 2 boxes this week, and we have to take the rest of a socket next week, that won't be the worst outcome. We are back to Xalatas Bargain Oblivion. I think this is the same as the first one we had. Oh, no, this is the second affix that we had. Okay, so they're swapping them around, so this will be paired up with tyrannical on level 4 keys now, and they'll probably just like switch the order of them for the second rotation. So this is the affix where there will be orbs that spawn around enemies you're in combat with, and you have to intercept them before they get to enemies, or the enemies get a buff. If you intercept them, you get a buff. Kind of how all the affixes work. Like if you deal with them properly, you get a nice 30-second damage buff, damage healing, etc. And if you don't deal with them, you get punished pretty harshly. But that is going to do it for this video. Thank you everyone for watching. I will catch you guys all in my next video or my next stream. I'm trying to work on some videos. It's been, I feel like I've had a little bit of a creative block for a while, but we've got some ideas in the pipeline for video content, and I am going to continue streaming. So if you want to hang out and chat, please check out the stream over on Twitch or here on YouTube. We stream starting about 9 o'clock Pacific time, several nights a week. I'm streaming all of our raid prog, so check us out on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then I'm trying to stream keys at least one night a week, just depending on when my schedule allows me to do that. Thank you all again for watching. Thank you, shout out to all my Twitch subscribers and YouTube members. Love you all and appreciate you all, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Farewell, friends.